connection between a motor neuron and a muscle fiber is called a neuromuscular junction, which is basically a chemical synapse between the nerve terminal and a specialized area of muscle cell membrane called the motor end plate. When an action potential reaches the nerve terminal, it causes the release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine into the synaptic space. Acetylcholine then binds to nicotinic receptors on the end plate. Nicotinic receptors are ligand-gated ion channels. Upon binding to acetylcholine, they open to allow sodium to enter the cells, depolarizing the cell membrane, producing the so-called end plate potential. An action potential is generated in the muscle cell only when the end plate potential reaches the threshold required to activate voltage-gated sodium channels located outside the end plate in the neighboring membrane. When activated, these channels allow faster influx of sodium, further depolarizing and eventually reversing the polarity of the cell membrane. At this point, voltage-gated potassium channels open for potassium to move out, quickly returning membrane voltage to its original resting value. Once generated, the action potential spreads like a wave, thanks to similar voltage-gated ion channels located throughout the muscle fiber. The action potential also runs deep into the fiber via T-tubules to reach the sarcoplasmic reticulum.
That is the L-tubule.
Here it activates voltage-gated calcium channels, releasing calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum into the cytosol of muscle cells. Calcium then sets off muscle contraction by the sliding filament mechanism. This mechanism is described in another video. Another important component of the neuromuscular junction is the enzyme acetylcholinesterase. This enzyme removes all acetylcholine molecules that do not immediately bind with the receptor, and those that are done activating a receptor. The enzyme action essentially terminates synaptic activation, giving the muscle time to relax, and thus preventing continuous contraction that would result in muscle spasms.
Yes.
Substances that cause muscle weakness or paralysis do so.
So this is what it was about neuromuscular transmission. At the end, acetylcholinesterase എന്ന് പറയുന്ന എൻസൈം ഇതിനെ ഡീഗ്രേഡ് ചെയ്ത് കോളിനും അസിറ്റേറ്റുമായിട്ട് മാറ്റുന്നത്.